welcome to the Holy Gator episode 5, or as I like to think of it, let's see what we can push the boundaries with saying this week.
Right? What it do? What it be? Who am I going to offend today? We don't know.
Yeah. Let's go to Big Play Slay.
That should just be a podcast idea. You join so I can make fun of you and offend you.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
That's calling it now. I'm claiming copyrights to all of that. It's mine now.
But yeah, we've got a laundry list of well, not a laundry list, but we've got a decent list of topics. And what do we want to start off with? Coaching staffs?
Yeah. Let's go ahead with anything new with Notre Dame.
Not really. They did name an interim special teams coordinator, which I don't remember who it was, but nothing has changed besides that. And Tommy Rees is now calling shots for the offense. That's about it.
Okay, I was expecting a bit more. Let me see where it shows up. So, for Florida, on the other hand, we had a lot of guys not be retained. So to start off, QB coach Garrick McGee. Wow, okay, that's hard. Will not be retained. Basically, anybody instead of saying all these names, basically anybody on the defensive side of the ball was not retained. Tight end coach Tim Brewster was not retained. Had a lot of decommits, but we've got now happening for Florida, which we've taken this from the Sixers. We have trust the process right now. So sorry, Sixers fans. I'm one of y'all, but Florida is also using trust the process, which I don't want to be that guy, but I'm pretty sure Florida's process already looks a hell of a lot better than the Sixers process does. So there is that. We've got probably the hire of the century. Billy Napier hiring LSU Corey Raymer as an assistant head coach of the defensive / cornerbacks coach for the Gators. Raymond produced 7 first-team All-Americans during his time at LSU. This man, despite what LSU fans say, this man was DBU. That man recruited the players that made y'all DBU, and he helped coach them. So, yeah, that was a freaking hire out of left field. That one, I lost my shit losing that. I got so excited. I got so excited about that hire. And I doubt he stays. But if Kyrie Lom stayed, and with that coach, oh my God. Like, bro. That's gonna be a hell of a hire. Couple of transfers happened. Let's go ahead and start with some of. Oh wait, no, never mind. I forgot. I still have like 20 different freaking coaches to announce. Senior defensive analysis. What the hell is his first name? Okay, there it is. Jamar Chaney out of Mississippi State. Former Super Bowl champion Darnell Stapleton as the assistant offensive line coach. I'm gonna say right now, for those watching, we don't have anybody at like the head. We don't have a clear, like, this guy's the offensive coordinator. This is the cornerback, blah, blah. We have a bunch of assistants and analysis, but they are damn good recruiters. So I will take it. Anthony Richardson was part of the all SEC freshman team. So shout out to that. We hired, this one's pretty interesting because she worked with Billy Napier. Georgia's director of recruiting operation, Katie Turner. Katie spent the past 2 seasons at Georgia as the director of recruiting operations, contributing to their top 5 and top 3 recruiting classes. Before she went to Georgia, Turner served on Napier's staff at Louisiana as the director on football campus recruiting from 2018 to 2020. Lot of good out of these hires. Plus, bonus, she's hot. And then, like I said, there's just been a bunch of like assistants, and I don't even have the entire list, but there's like 20 of them. I'm pretty sure I saw Dwight, which was a meme, but I'm pretty sure Dwight Schroeder from
Oh, did you lag out? Nope, just me.
I've lost it.
Are you back?
My time is limited, apparently.
Here we go again.
It's my favorite pastime show. How long can this podcast last?
Hey, Spectrum is garbage. Oh. Come on. It didn't even take 10 minutes. It's like it knows we're doing a podcast. Nope, still not back.
Spectrum's trying to cancel us, apparently.
Now I can see it.
Okay. Anyways, like I said, there's like 20 different assistant coaches and all that. A lot of good recruiters. So it's looking good for Napier and his staff. So we also had earlier in the week some early signing days. So why don't you go ahead and start us off with that?
All right, so Notre Dame did very well with their signees this year. They pulled in 22. 99% of them are 4 or 5 stars, with I think an occasional 3-star plus a 2-star punter. But 21. I thought it was 22. They signed 1 5-star, Jalen Sneed, the linebacker out of South Carolina, one of the top recruited or top ranked linebackers in this class, number 3 at his position. Then you had Joshua Burnham, who is also a linebacker, a 4-star, 9th at his position. Kid's been doing very well in high school, and it'll be nice to see him come in. Then you have the names are going to get worse from here, but Nuafe Tuehalamaka, and
you got Abdullah Amlagata.
The weird thing is, it's not like it sounds Hawaiian, but he's not from Hawaii. But he is another 4-star linebacker, another highly ranked in this class. And then the last linebacker that's a 4-star in this class, as far as I know, if I don't find any more, is Nolan Zeiger, a 6'4" linebacker out of Missouri. So there's 4 linebackers coming in, plus a preferred walk-on was just signed earlier today to make that 5 in this class. Then you had 1 4-star receiver out of 3. 1 got flipped to Michigan, and the other, I think, flipped to FSU or something like that. But we managed to pull in the best of the 3, and that's Tobias Merriweather, a 4-star. 6'4", 185, and the dude's unlike most other receivers. He's special. Notre Dame also pulled in a very good an offensive line class, pulling guys like Emil Wagner, another 4-star tackle, and Tai Chan, another 4-star tackle. Joey Tanona, another 4-star tackle. We signed 3 tackles in this class. If there's another one, I'm going to flip out. But there's 3 total 4 tackles. Ashton Craig, who I thought was a guard, he's also a tackle, and he's a 3-star. So we've got an abundance of tackles coming in for some reason when we don't even need them. Then you've got interior offensive lineman. I'm going to butcher this too. Billy Scruff from Wisconsin. Tight end Eli Raridon. I'm hoping I say that right. 4-star. There's another tight end somewhere. Oh, Holden Stays. One of the first few recruits to actually sign. Another 4-star tight end because, we're tight end university. That's what we do. Who else? I'm doing this out of order, so this makes it really hard. Jarian Price, the 4-star running back, coming in to fill in when Kyron Williams inevitably leaves. It'll be nice to see him take over in that backfield. Then you had defensive lineman Aiden Gobera, and he's the only 4-star D lineman in this class. And Donovan Heinisch, brother of Kurt Heinisch, a 3-star defensive lineman. He's the brother of current 6th-year player Kurt Heinisch, who goes to the draft this year. You've also got corners Benjamin Morrison, Jaden Bellamy, and where's the last one? Jaden Mickey, 2 4-stars and a 3-star. We're loading up on corner talent because we're losing 2 or 3 in the next year or 2. So it's nice to get talent in the door for corner, especially if Ramon Henderson, who was spoken highly of this year, moved to safety to fill in for Kyle Hamilton. Too many too many guys with K in their first name. Then you've got Steve Angeli, the quarterback, 4-star. He was a signee for a while, or not a signee, or commit for a while. It was very expected for him to sign, and he's going to be the backup to Tyler Buckner. And then to round out the class, you've got Bryce Mcpherson, the 2-star punter we poached from Wake Forest because Wake Forest is not allowed to have anything good.
I can't even come up with a smart remark. You got a point there.
You know who else doesn't deserve anything nice?
Urban Meyer. I don't know. Where are we going with this?
Alabama.
I
think you can agree with that.
I was like, where are we going with this?
There's a lot of ways I could have gone that I'm glad I didn't.
All right. So, in just 10 days, Billy Napier has done more recruiting than the entire program has in the past 8 years. So right off to start the bat, and I want to describe what was happening. I was driving to work, and I was at a red light, and I was like, it's like 7:10 in the morning. I'm like, let's see what we got here. I look at my phone, and it's like, first of the day, 4-star athlete Tony Livingston has signed with Florida. Now, when I say athlete, I don't mean like how Kadarius Toney was. I mean, this guy is a tight end and also an offensive lineman.
Oh, so he's not going to be injured for most of his time in Florida like Tony was.
I just want that to sink. I just want that to sink in. A tight end and an offensive lineman. It's weird. It's random. It's kind of funny though.
What does he play? Tackle or interior?
I'm guessing interior. I mean, that's him right there. That's a skinny dude.
He's got to be playing tackle.
He's got to be playing tackle. I mean,
there's no way you're going to put him on the interior, but still, to have a dude be a tight end offensive lineman.
I guess he's, I'm assuming tackle, but like.
Well, I can't say anything because we've got a guy who's the same way.
Yeah. And I don't know if, I don't know what he's going to mainly be, a tackle or a tight end. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
Whatever hole opens in your offense first.
Right? Our second signing of the day was 4-star defensive back Devin Moore, who signed with Florida over Notre Dame.
Yeah, he was a Notre Dame commit, and then he decommitted. Then he was going to choose a Florida team, chose Florida. Then everyone's like, "Oh, you picked them over Notre Dame." I'm like, "Yeah, we already knew you picked somebody over us."
Yes, but with the school being Florida, I was like, there's no way. And then I did not expect a lot.
Who do you think he was going to go to? UCF?
I don't. It was between Notre Dame and Florida, and with Napier being there for 10 days, I was like, there's no way. But apparently Napier proved me wrong. Fearful currency doth not produce currency. Our third signing was a 3-star offensive lineman, Christian Williams, who signed with Florida. Not much to say about that. Another offensive lineman, and I'm starting to get into the Notre Dame. This is like the technically third offensive lineman. 3-star offensive lineman, David Connor. So Notre Dame and Florida were signing a lot of O-linemen.
Yeah, but are they all tackles?
I don't know. It just says offensive lineman.
We signed 4 tackles. We have 1 tackle that leaves, and he plays every position.
I mean, listen, you gotta. I don't know what to tell you, man. Sometimes you just gotta do it.
We're trying to find the next Mike McGlinchey or Quentin Nelson, I guess.
We're trying to find the next Evan O'Neal. Our fifth, I can count. Our 5th recruit was 4-star defensive lineman Jamari Lyons. This guy, if I remember correctly, I believe he was top 80. Our 5th recruit was 5-star kicker / punter Trey Smack, which with a name like Smack, you gotta. I'm assuming he can probably kick it from like 50 plus with a name like Smack. He's gonna smack it in there.
Yeah, that's a great name. If you got the last name of Smack, you better be able to kick a ball a good 50 yards off a tee.
And after this year, our kicker sucked. Ever since Evan McPherson, when Evan McPherson left, granted he was only gone for 1 year, this previous year, our kickers sucked. We had 2 of them and they sucked. Anyways, the big one, the big mama over here. Gators land a 5-star safety, the number 2 safety in the nation, Kamari Wilson, signed with Florida over Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M, and Florida State. The number 2 safety in the nation was just oof. It was. I lost my shit. I was feeling some sort of way that I probably haven't felt in years. In between signing, we hired our brand new wide receivers coach out of USC, Kiri Colbert. Yeah, Colbert. He was the receivers coach at USC for the past 3 seasons, was the 2020 wide receivers coach of the year. He's coached multiple NFL draft picks, including Juju, Ronald Jones, and Michael Pittman. And then the signings kept going. 4-star defensive lineman Chris McClellan. Sorry, this was the top 50 guy. 4-star defensive lineman Chris McClellan. So 2 4-star defensive tackles, plus Brenton Cox is staying for a senior year at edge. So that's going to be interesting. And then a quote from Napier when asked if he was pleased with today's early signing day results. A few more. I think we got a few more coming. And then like an hour later, UF lands 5-star linebacker over Georgia and Alabama. Shamar James over Georgia and Alabama. So it was a hell of a good early signing. Not a lot, but a lot of defense. lot of defense, which we sucked at defense. We've sucked at defense for years.
Yeah, and 2 of 3 of your big tackle commit, or 2 of 3 of your big O-line commits were tackles.
Yes.
Because Williams is an interior, and then Connor and Livingston are both tackles.
Yes. I had to scroll back and be like, is he saying the right names? But yes, and then probably some of the best news was, even though he will still play in the bowl game versus UCF, because Anthony Richardson is not, because he's going to get surgery, Emery Jones will enter the transfer portal, which is probably the best news of the day.
I was going to say, that'll probably
Second
make
best
you the
news of the day.
happiest you've been since the firing
Ever.
of your head coach.
Ever.
Really? You hate Emery that bad?
Oh my god. I hated Emery Jones. The amount of times I kept saying put Richardson in.
Hey, I called for Buckner all year. At least Cohen stopped disappointing me near the end of the year. And hopefully it continues through the bowl game, or I will show up to his house.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, because it was actually smart. As much as I hate that Richardson is not playing, it was actually smart for him to get the surgery. And I'm trying to find out where it was.
And
Post.
I was gonna add something and I just lost it. This is kind of damn heavy, but that's what it was. Nope, lost it again.
Well, it's also another good thing that happened for Florida was Travis Hunter just pulling the 180, committing to Jackson State over the number 1 player in the nation.
Over FSU.
Yeah, that
Wasn't he the number 2?
No, he was the number 1 player. He was the number 1 player in the... Words are hard. What the hell? Number 1 player in the nation.
Yeah, Neon Dion just said, I want you.
Well, there was probably some Hellcats involved, but you know.
Yeah. There was probably a lot more involved behind the scenes.
Yes, indeed.
Hey.
There was a hell of a lot more. I'm going to say that right now.
But you know what you guys did miss on? Your chance to get another disappointing quarterback in Bo Nix.
Yeah, Oregon, that was a big shock, especially because I saw it looked like he was crystal ball to Ole Miss.
Yeah, but his former OC's in Oregon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that. What sucks is that's Georgia's first opponent, so they'll probably start off 1-0.
I was gonna say, anytime you play Bo Nix, you should go 1-0.
Yeah, it's a free one.
Yeah, I was looking at the Auburn bowl game, and I go, yeah, they're gonna lose. I almost said all I have to say is Bo Nix, and I can just end the argument here.
I don't even think Bo Nix was gonna be healthy enough to play it.
Even if he wasn't, who cares? And then
that's the only reason that Iron Bowl was close.
Yep. Breece Hall also entered the draft. He is foregoing his bowl game.
Yeah. Okay, so right here's what we got it. So Anthony Richardson confirmed that he had a meniscus tear. He's getting surgery on it. He tore it off the bone in the first quarter versus FSU. It's been an issue since high school and never healed correctly. Continue to play through it till now. Heal up. Emery Jones is expected to start. Then, so this is on a Gators fan page. Then Anthony Richardson himself found this and commented his own comment. Meniscus injury. Originally torn in high school, never healed completely and played through it. He tweaked it dancing, put in parentheses, rookie mistake, my bad, won't happen again. Which, rookie mistake, that's fine. everybody still loves it. And then tore it off the bone first quarter FSU game and continued playing through it. So, I mean, it's definitely over a washed version of a season. He's definitely going to be the quarterback of the future. Well, I say for the future, but for next year, obviously, and however long he decides to stay in college. Definitely support the fact that he's just going to get surgery on it. You know, it's the season's already lost. You're in the Gasparilla Bowl. You're 6-6. Who cares? Let Emery play. Let me cuss at him one last time. And then next year I'll be happy. Hopefully. Because I'll be excited to see the Napier AR era. I'm still trying to see if I can take apart the stock on my AR and bring it to a game so I can have Richardson sign it.
I was going to say, if that happens, that AR is going to show up on the Holy Gator the next week.
It will be canceled immediately afterwards, but it'll be fine.
Yup. What do we care?
Right? That'll be the new Tinder profile picture. I'm just saying.
Yup. That's got to be it.
I gotta see if somebody will have the nickname of 12 gauge, and then I can do that with my new 12 gauge. Or whoever number 12 is, if he's really good, both on offense or defense.
Or if a receiver takes 12s or a tight end and is a great short yardage guy, you can call him 12 gauge.
Right? That's the running back. That's whoever the running back is. The power back 12 gauge. Pack a punch.
Buckshot too.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's the ammo I have right now. Buckshot.
I was gonna say we're about to get massively off topic, aren't we?
Probably, yeah. So getting back on recruits and quite possibly nicknaming this running back 12 gauge if he wears the number 12. Maybe. I don't know if he's much of a power back, but it looks like Travis Etienne. No. Trevon. Etienne on the Jags' brother, his younger brother, might be coming to Florida.
His younger brothers might be coming to Florida?
Yes. I believe he is between LSU, Florida, and somebody else. But he's been receiving a lot of love from Florida, and Kamari Wilson's doing his damnedest to recruit everybody, and I gotta say, I respect the hell out of Kamari Wilson for that.
Yeah. I also got word in the earlier weeks that Aiden Hutchinson, there's definitely a possibility on the table that he stays in college football for another year.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm thinking it might happen.
I'm thinking that might be a mistake on his part, but hey, I respect
don't.
that.
If he's gunning for another Heisman, if he's gunning for the Heisman Trophy,
but what happens if he gets an injury?
It's a risk he could take.
I mean, that's fine because that just means he'll drop. That just means he could drop next year.
Yeah. Hey, I'll trade for future draft picks next year if he wants to stay another year. I wish Kyle Hamilton would have done it. All we needed was an Alabama loss, and he probably would have stayed for another year.
Yeah, right.
He even said it. He said, if we get into the college football playoff, I'll consider coming back. Look what happened.
Unfortunately, Kyle Hamilton, I believe, is out of reach.
Trade 2 picks for 1, grab Kyle Hamilton, grab Devin Lloyd. We're good.
True.
We don't need 3 picks in the first round. We can trade up 1, trade down the other. Either way, we get some capital back.
I don't know. I'm considering keeping all 3 and maybe drafting that Alabama wide receiver.
No. Red flag. No. You don't draft an Alabama receiver. You don't draft an Alabama receiver alone, let alone back-to-back. Being an Alabama receiver is an automatic red flag.
I was about to say, is Devontae Smith a red flag?
Back-to-back usually means a red flag.
Yes, but Jameson Williams, I mean, he wasn't always an Alabama receiver.
Could I interest you in a Drake London?
I mean,
we need a big receiver.
I know
Drake
we do.
London
And that's why I was
guy.
saying Justin. That's why I was also saying like Justin Ross from Clemson, but I don't know. I mean, Williamson's got some pack on him. He's a pretty big boy.
Ross, I don't think I've seen Ross as explosive even by a little bit since that injury. At least a little bit.
I'm just saying my dream so far was Smith, Williamson, get Goodwin in free agency, and then Quez is like your fourth receiver, deep threat or whatever. Have him and what's his face? Have him and Goodwin switch out of the slot. That'd be pretty damn good.
Here's my dream scenario. Trade up, draft Kyle Hamilton, trade our other first round pick down, get some more capital, maybe a third round pick. Then use one of our thirds on Kyren Williams. We solve a problem in our running back room for now. We can let Boston Scott walk.
Because you want to solve your running back, you get Dameon Pierce.
Hey, Kyren is a great balanced back. He can do a little bit of everything.
I looked at it this way with Dameon Pierce and Jordan Howard. You get Thunder and Big Thunder. And it's also like Pierce is fast. Like dude is powerful and dude is fast. And like Howard's the Big Thunder because while Howard isn't that fast, granted he probably is stronger than Pierce for now. But I don't know. You put that in, man. That's just you put him and Pierce and Howard together, man. Oh my god.
Are we sure Boston Scott can't already be Thunder? Because the guy's 5'6", but he weighs at least 200 pounds.
I mean, yeah, but like
we need someone with more potential that can do a little bit of everything. And if Miles goes downhill, my long-term plan is to draft Sean Tucker if Syracuse does what Syracuse does and make him declare next year. All fine. Pick him up. Miles walks. You got a guy on a rookie contract that's going to be a first-round pick.
I mean, my backup plan, if Miles doesn't work, we already have him, is Gainwell.
I like Gainwell. I don't see him as a franchise back. I'm not. That's not a guy.
I don't even really think you have a franchise back. I think you just have that monster of Gainwell, Howard, and the third running back like a Pierce.
But I don't. You've always got to have that designated number one. You've got to have that guy you turn to all the time.
Which I feel like kind of is Howard at the moment.
Well, with how this year's gone, it's you kind of can't really say that because we didn't have Howard for most of the season.
Yes, but in the time that he's played, he is.
But when he's played, it's because Miles Sanders isn't there most of the time. It's weird.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that Howard has looked a hell of a lot better than Sanders.
Well, Sanders is also, he had the injury. And
again.
Penn State backs have a lot of injuries. I've noticed that. And not only that, Howard has had times where he's been hurt. And both of them, Howard does not have nearly as much wear and tear on him as Miles does through a regular season. And the way Miles runs and the way he was used this year isn't the same compared to how they've started using since Miles got hurt and how Howard's used. Howard, he's a power back. All you got to do is let him run between the guards or tackles, and he's having a field day. He's going through guys. Miles can do that, but you're going to see a little bit of everything. But they like to keep him between the tackles. They don't, most of the time, put him straight up the middle. That Miles likes to bounce off guys and try to go for extra by going sideline to sideline at times, which has costed him.
I guess, yeah.
At the end of the day, to see what both have, you got to give them an equal slate, and that could come next year.
True.
We should have kept Elijah Holyfield.
Yeah.
That could have worked. Holyfield could have been in place of Scott. Well, we got a little off topic, but
right.
I was gonna say, what do we have now? Didn't you say you guys had a transfer?
Yeah, we had Emery Jones transfer and Jacob Copeland we had a bunch of transfers, but the main kind of big ones were Copeland and Jones. Jones, I don't care about. Copeland was meh, because it's like, while he could have been good, while he seemed to be the number one target for AR, there were times where it was like, all right, you know what? That's fine that he's kind of gone. Because there would just be times to where it was just bad. It was just bad watching him.
Yeah, we had a guy transfer out. What was it, yesterday? Shane Simon. He's a linebacker. He's built a little smaller, and he got buried on the depth chart this year before getting injured. And then the guy who jumped him, Mars Lufau, he also got hurt. Both went down for the season when they got hurt. Lufau went down like 3 weeks into the season. I was like, well, there goes our linebackers. And then we moved a receiver to linebacker, and then we had receiver problems. But the receiver we moved to linebacker is now a safety, because when you move a guy that's about 5'11", 190 to linebacker, that's not going to work. So he's basically a safety now. And there's a reason we've got 4 signed linebackers and a preferred walk-on, and that's what made him leave. Simon was never somebody who really got a bunch of time, and he never got the time he could have gotten, and when he did, he didn't do much with it, unlike a Bo Bauer or a Drew White, whom I think Bo Bauer does leave not Bo Bauer, Drew White leaves this year. So I'm glad Freeman is prioritizing linebacker, because he played and was coaching linebackers, and it's working.
Yeah. Oh, another one. First of all, what's going on, Jay Milton? Another big one that kind of sucked was Chris Bogle, who went to Michigan State.
Yeah, what's up, Jay Milton? But yeah,
kind of the opposite side of the went from Florida to Michigan State.
That's weird. This is the connection to this. One of our receiver targets, Amorian Walker, his father was a Michigan State guy. We were trying to get him to commit. He flipped last second and signed with Michigan. I was like, well, that's full circle. He was supposed to be a legacy guy to Michigan State. Then he tries to go to Notre Dame. Then he flips to rival Michigan. Well, it's a triangle at this point.
Yeah, right. It's a triangle, but none good for you, apparently.
Nope. Either way, he was going to a technical rival, because technically we're rivaled with Michigan State, but we haven't played him in years. Whatever. As long as that trophy resides in Notre Dame, I couldn't care less.
I mean, you're true that. Like, you're absolutely correct, but that's kind of funny.
No, I am so glad I'm not a Florida fan. I am a Notre Dame fan.
Yo, whoa, way.
Hey, what?
What's wrong with being a Florida fan?
Nothing's wrong. You've just you've had a couple of years of only recruiting in the off season. I'm just happy.
That's all changing with the Napier era.
I'm just happy that Notre Dame can be great again. Marcus Freeman can do what Brian Kelly didn't do in 10 years, and that's win a New Year's Six Bowl or better.
Have a good Southern accent. Oh.
That too. But and he can also develop quarterbacks better, because I've had this argument only about 3 times, because nobody really will dispute it anymore. Brian Kelly can't put a quarterback to that next level. There's only one quarterback that's matched Brady Quinn and Jimmy Clausen, and that is Ian Book. And that is an anomaly. It's an exception, not the rule.
I did not. I was angry.
I was going to say, if you were a Michigan fan or a USC fan, that there would be a little bit of some laced jokes in there, but
I don't think this podcast would have happened.
Nope. I was gonna say there would be too many jokes laced in for anything to really happen.
It would just turn to us like the first 5 minutes talking and just going, fuck you.
Yeah, basically. That would end about as well as well, as you'd expect. I mean, like Urban Meyer in Jacksonville, it wouldn't work out.
Yeah. I would kick you and call you a dipshit.
Book's doing good. He is in New Orleans right now, backing up Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian.
I thought he was in Minnesota.
No, Kellen Mond went to Minnesota.
I don't know why I always get those. I don't know why I always forget that.
I don't know. Kellen Mond was a decent quarterback. I never liked him. I'm the same way with Bo Nix and Malik Willis. I'm not high on either of them. But I am high on Matt Corral, who apparently isn't the number one quarterback in this coming draft anymore.
Who is? Is it Pickett?
No, it's Pickett. A lot of people are saying Pickett. You want to take this one?
Who's the next college coach to jump up to the big boy? Trying to think who would leave, because like people would obviously probably say like Kirby Smart, but I don't think Kirby Smart would ever leave.
I was gonna say Kirby Smart probably won't leave. Lincoln Riley just moved. Brian Kelly.
Lincoln
moved.
Riley has been tried. Has been. Words are hard. They have been trying to pry him to the NFL, and he has not budged.
Steve Spurrier won't leave. He's already tried the NFL.
Yeah.
That went well with the
Spurrier's running a restaurant right now. He's happy.
Nobody will ever hire Chip Kelly in the NFL again.
Yeah, no. Nobody will hire Brian Kelly.
I was going to say, no, somebody probably would, but he's too busy over in Louisiana putting on fake accents, dancing like he's on something, and setting up a recruiting pipeline where he has to do nothing.
I don't think anybody will.
There's not anybody that sticks out this year.
Is this any position or head coach? Because I could see some people.
There's certain guys that can be prized for positional jobs, but that's it.
I was gonna say I could see maybe like Dan Mullen doing something positional wise, but
there's nobody this. There's nobody.
I don't think anybody really would be taken to head coach level. Maybe Mark Stoops.
There's not many guys that are getting consideration so far for any coaching jobs as a coordinator or a coach.
Maybe Mark Stoops.
Potentially. I mean, Joe Brady just got fired because he amounted to nothing. There was so much hype around him.
True. Maybe he'll come back to college and be our offensive coordinator. Any position. Okay. I don't know. I could see maybe Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen might go up.
Doing something, but like I said, I don't. What the fuck? I don't see any head coach being taken to be like, hey, you want to be the head coach for this?
There's nobody that really sticks out right now unless people start dropping from their jobs. I mean,
it's not like maybe Mark Stoops from Kentucky. It's not like
somebody's going to go, hey, Clay Hilton, you want to come coach at our team? Because he sucked at USC. He brought the program down. And nobody's going to hire Fat Tiger over at Stanford.
Yeah.
We call their
I don't know.
Fat
You think
Tiger
maybe
Woods.
Freeman?
Freeman's not going to leave for the NFL. He just got signed to a head coaching job. That's all he needs.
Well, yeah, but if he's a one-year wonder, if he's like bringing the rise in Notre Dame for a year, you don't think people are going to try to throw a lot of money at him to get him to come coach their team? You don't think like Jacksonville or something's going to throw their money at them?
Brian Kelly offered him the highest paid coaching or defensive coaching job, well, any coordinator job in college football. He took a head coaching job over that.
Yeah, but it's Brian Kelly as well.
Yeah, but Brian Kelly gave him the opportunity to go from Cincinnati to Notre Dame. He gave him that opportunity to take a step up. Because Cincinnati, let's face it, They're not going to go out of their way to be recruiting everywhere and everybody.
Yeah, and plus a lot of people also did just get signed.
Yeah.
Like a lot of coaches. So yeah, I really don't know.
All the big signings happened early this year.
Again, if I have to pick somebody, I'm gonna just go with Mark Stoops from Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. With the year he's had, I mean, they started off winning 6 straight games, and that's 6 straight games.
I mean, not even just with the year that he's had, but every single time they get, he always just keeps getting 1-year extensions. That's literally all he gets. It's like,
Right.
oh, here's a 1-year extension on your contract. Like, he may have a couple of years stacked up, but it's just every offseason. They're like, yeah, we'll extend you by a year.
They're like, you have 1 more year, 1 more year, 1 more year. Okay.
All right, we'll just keep adding we'll keep adding onto your contract like year by year.
You do good, we give you more.
Yeah. If you get to an 11-win season, we'll get you 2.
You think he's got incentives laced in his contract where they're like, hit this win total, you get more extensions per year.
If you get us a 6-win season, we take a year off. It's like, no.
Get us a 3-win season, we take 4 years off.
We take your legs. Oh.
You have a 1-win season, you're fired.
You're fired.
Then I'll go to Vanderbilt and do the same thing for the next 6 years.
I don't think anybody wants to go to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but Vanderbilt has sucked. They've been in the SEC basement for years, and they've just been like, it's okay. Everything's fine down here.
Yeah, this is fine.
We may be getting beat like no tomorrow, but hey, we're better than a G5 team.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally like 13 out of 14. Words are hard. 13 out of 14 SEC teams went to the bowl game. Vanderbilt's the only team that did not go to a bowl game.
That's because the SEC's they're just getting talent like no tomorrow. And then Texas and Oklahoma go there. They get shown that
they're about to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, they are, because Big 12, you were the powerhouse of the Big 12. You had rivalries there, and it's not hard beating Texas Tech year after year. It's really not.
Yeah, I was going to say it's really not.
Now you're going to go play Florida, Bama, Georgia, all those teams. You're going to get trampled. I mean, they could have gone to the Big Ten, and it's like, well, now you're about to get beat up by Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, maybe even Penn State and Iowa.
I want to go with Penn State. Iowa, yes, but
Penn State has their moments.
Yeah, that's why and it was funny because everybody was like, you can't talk because of our record early in the season. But I was like, I'm telling you all right now, Penn State, I was like, they may be a top 5 team right now. They won't be. Not for long.
Penn State's just not, they're not in the greatest position to get recruits. I mean, who's going to go to Pennsylvania? It's the same thing as New York.
Freezing my ass off.
Like, I've talked with a couple of Syracuse fans because I live in this area, and I'm like, it's really hard to pull recruits up here because Pennsylvania is only a step higher on the ladder than New York is for pulling talent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you know how hard it is to get recruits up here? It sucks between the cold weather, and most teams don't play in a dome, and it's you can't pull guys up here. There's a reason the ACC's been mediocre for years.
Yeah. I almost did, and part of me kind of regrets that I didn't do this. But in high school, my ROTC teacher was trying to get me to go to, because University of Maine, opened their brand new RO program. And it was like, you were getting the nice dorms. You were getting like what the football players got. And my parents kind of absolutely just said hell no. But part of me was kind of like, maybe I should have. But I really liked my trip down to USF. But part of me was kind of like, maybe I should have, because I would have been a shoo-in for RO. They would have automatically given me the RO thing.
Yeah.
And been able to see Philly games. I'd been freezing my ass off, but I just.
Yeah.
What was funny was my dad made a comment. She was like, "You'd be seeing a lot of moose up there or something." I'd be like, "Well, if that's her code name, then I ain't gonna judge." Or he was like, "You need to snuggle up with like a moose or whatever," and I'd be like, "If that's gonna be her code name, I'm not gonna judge."
I was gonna say there's a local team up here for one of the colleges that goes by the Pioneers, and their logo's a moose. Every time I see it, I go, sometimes I think that they're trying to imitate a Canadian team.
Right.
Like,
yeah, part of me was kind of like, man, maybe I should have taken that.
Yeah. And it's not like it's like Montana or something where you have one town and then miles and miles of nothing.
Oh, I don't care about that, but I was also like, I was like, I don't know, man. Too many left people.
Remember the stream yesterday?
Yes, on AKs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Which part? We said a lot of things.
No, the Tinder thing.
Oh yeah.
that I can see the connection now.
And now, like, it wasn't blatantly obvious.
It should have been, but I can see the definite connection.
I'm about to say, I literally have a 12 gauge just chilling right behind me.
I was gonna say. You brought a nice what was it? From your trip from Alabama.
Oh, Colt AR.
Yep, Colt AR. I can never remember who manufactures them. Ever. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it was nice.
It is.
I was gonna say, do you buy souvenirs on every vacation?
No. I didn't even buy it. Papa just kind of gave it to me. He was like, "Here you go. You need a long rifle." I was like, "Okay, cool."
I'll take it.
Like, I ain't gonna complain.
Whatever works. Like, we have gun shows up here every time I'm walking through, and I'm like, "Ooh, I like this. I like this. I like this.
Right.
I like this." Yeah, because we have one yearly, and it's up in, well, they call it the fairgrounds, New York State Fairgrounds, and I always stand in the World War II section, and it takes a while to get me to move. The only real way you can get me to move is go, "Hey, the beef jerky's over there."
What? Beef jerky?
Yeah, and they've got like all types of jerky. I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah. Basically. Just like Notre Dame's going to be doing with linebackers in the next few years. Are you a 4-star and a linebacker? Come on over.
Right? Do you want this?
I was going to say, that Florida this year is going to be, are you anybody that wants to come play under our new head coach? Come on over.
Do you like beaches and sun?
I was going to say, that's what pulls a lot of people. We've got beaches and we've got big facilities. That too.
We got bitches and bikinis.
And we've got some of the nicest facilities in the country.
And we got some nice bitches with the big ass. Yeah, everything just revolves around the bitches. This is why I'm not a recruiter at Florida.
I was going to say, if you were a recruiter at Florida, I would feel bad for the college.
Bro, if I was a recruiter at Florida, I'd be pulling everybody, bro.
Yeah, because you'd be the under the table booster that's not really under the table.
I'll be like, I'll be like, what are you into? You like bitches? We got them. You like drugs? Don't recommend them, but we got them.
I was going to say, every program's got something under the table. I mean,
you like freedom? We got that.
I mean, boosters have been a thing for decades.
Right. You like Publix? We got that.
Sure. But yeah, do we have anything else we really want to go over?
Now I just want to talk about pub subs. You want some good ass chicken? We got that.
I was gonna say, come up here and you can get some cheesesteak.
You want some good ass sweet tea? We got that shit.
I was gonna say, you could. I feel like New York's recruiting pitch would just be, "Do you want to play in the Dome? Well, go to Syracuse."
Right?
It's the only thing they got going for them.
You want some, I don't even know what I was about to say.
I was gonna say there was gonna be another connection there. I know
There was, and I completely forgot it. I got distracted.
it.
Now,
I was gonna say,
you want some moonshine? We
did the
got
pretty
that.
weapon behind you distract you?
No, just tape dispenser.
There'll be some times on streams where I'm just chilling, and then I'll just look around my room just because, and then I'll go, ooh, what? And I'll start messing with something.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah. Like yesterday on AK stream, at one point I went silent because I had to eat quick, and at one point I was looking around, and I caught a glint off. I've got a little gong over here because we've got
What's happening over here?
We got a sports store that sells a bunch of different things, and they got little gongs. So someone got me one. I noticed it. I'm like, ooh. So I messed with it for like 5 minutes. I was muted. I'm like, I'm so glad I remembered to mute this time. It's like the saying of my neighbors liking music whether they like it or not. It's the same thing.
Right?
It's like with podcasts, because I live in an apartment. They're gonna listen to the podcast one way or another.
Right. You're gonna hear my opinions, damn it, whether you like them or not.
You're gonna hear me night and day on everybody's podcast, because why not? There was somebody that asked me, they go, how much time do you spend on your streams and everything? I told them, I said, you don't want to know that answer. You really don't. They go,
Many.
They go, well, then how long do you stream? I go, adding other people's streams, probably almost every day, most times. And they go, how often do you record? I go, well, the successful ones, occasionally like a couple a week. The ones that don't go through, almost every day. They're like, really? I go, yeah. That's just how it is. I recorded a video earlier today going over the bowl games. I was like, oh, it should be quick. It shouldn't be that long. It ended up being almost 50 minutes. And I overlooked every bowl game. I'm like, I looked at it after. I go, this is going to be annoying to record and then run through my computer. Oh, yeah, it took a good 2 hours.
Right? Just, yep, scrap that.
Yeah, there's been so many days where I've been screwed over by my mic, my internet, or my computer that it's not even funny. I was going to say, you've had internet problems on stream. I think I've had an internet problem here and there. I've had a mic. I don't know how many times I've joined in before a stream and gone, hello. Oh, my mic's not even working again.
It's just like, shit.
Yeah. Every time we get a technical error, it's like, oh, well, do it again.
Right.
Although yours isn't really on your end, it's on Spectrum's end, because when it comes to them, it's like, I'd like to imagine them as just some guy plugging in and unplugging an Ethernet cable, because that's how their internet is.
I just imagine a guy that's like, what's this button do?
Yeah. Every time your internet just goes out, it's like, someone pressed the red button again, didn't they?
Right. Who flipped the switch?
It happens all the time.
Who flipped it?
Like, there was one time my internet downed itself for a while, and I remember I was just chilling. All of a sudden, I think it was in the middle of a stream or something. I stopped streaming, and I go, I'm not even mad anymore. Although your internet problem stopped, which is good. It was like, I'll just torture him a little bit at the beginning. Then he's good.
Right. It was like, I'm going to give him, like, oh, they're streaming? Nope.
And then, what was it, episode 2 or 3, it happened at the end.
I'm pretty sure that was the entirety of episode 2.
Yeah, but it was more the end than anything.
Probably. Either way, it was bad.
Yeah, I guess, do you want to end here?
Yeah, we good.
That's all we really got for today, guys, but You know where to find me. You probably already know where to find Papa Sora, but sub to him too. Sub to both of us. And hopefully next week we can have this set up where we're live on both channels.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.